Booyah, fellow interneters! In this episode, Tesla Optimus gets an upgrade to Generation 2, droids get used to voice commands, robot dogs go sprinting, and of course, where would we be without the neuromorphic Cyborg supercomputer with human brain cells? This and more, right here and right now. I'm Nick, let's kick it. Folks, it's with the warmest feeling in our hearts that we thank you for being with us. Your support and loyalty light up our path like Christmas lights. We also wish you ringing laughter, sincere get-togethers, warm embraces, unexpected surprises, and bright, unforgettable moments. And to kick off these moments, we're announcing a contest that will be held on December 26th. We invite you to participate and see what we got in store. To do so, you'll need to A. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and Instagram to get your New Year's story started with us. B. Leave a comment with an answer to one of the following questions. 1. Why are you with us? 2. What makes you happy about our videos? And 3. What new releases would you like to see in the future on our channel? We look forward to hearing from you, and please keep an eye out for more announcements in the description of our videos. From the bottom of our hearts, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. First things first, what does the new Optimus have that other robots don't? Is it just media hype, or is there a reason for all this attention? And how did this video affect the predictions from Morgan Stanley? First, the robot's design is gradually getting closer to the original rendering, although, of course, it's clear that it won't be exactly the same. Second, the robot's hardware has been upgraded, making it 22 pounds or 10 kilos lighter and at the same time 30% faster, although the exact walking speed of the robot is not mentioned. Thirdly, and this is pretty cool, the robot's movements have become much smoother. The hands are so plastic that some viewers thought it was computer graphics. On top of that, Optimus has gained tenderness. Highly sensitive, tactile sensors in the robot's fingertips allow it to gently handle even eggs. Over easy or scrambled? The Gen 2 robot has 2 degrees of freedom in its neck, integrated electronics and wiring in a human-shaped foot with toes and force torque sensors. The arms got an upgrade as well to 11 degrees of freedom, faster actuators, and tactile sensors on all fingers. The robot now looks more like a Model S, unlike the last version, which many compared it to a Cybertruck. Elon Musk, by the way, presenting the novelty, this time said absolutely nothing about the timing of production and the cost of the robot. Earlier, however, he said that Optimus will cost less than $20,000. However, for example, the finally launched Cybertruck costs 1 Tesla bot more than the originally announced price. The media reports that there are already around 40 shiny metal cars at the factory in Texas, and the reviews are pouring in like crazy. There's even videos of this novelty being disassembled. Don't try this at home, kids. At the same time, the Apocalypse car got an ironic accessory, a sticker in the form of broken glass, a callback to Musk's faux pas at the Cybertruck presentation. There's many things you can say about Elon, but one thing's for sure, his sense of humor is on point.
Not bad. Room for improvement.
The Optimus robot got many folks excited, and not only robotics fans, but also none other than Morgan Stanley, the investment giant. The company's experts, inspired by the video and the pace at which Tesla is improving the robot, predicted explosive growth in the company's stock. According to analysts, artificial intelligence is a thriving industry and is experiencing what you would call a big bang. They say when this technology moves into the physical world, like robots in general and Optimus in particular, this could disrupt 30% of the global labor market and make close to $30 trillion with a T for those who enter the robot market in time. In other words, first movers aren't going to be scrambling for rent. What do you guys think? Care to debate Morgan Stanley? Leave a comment below and share your thoughts. Moving on, Digit, the humanoid robot from Agility Robotics, can now understand commands in natural language. The company has conducted experiments with ChatGPT before. Check out our previous videos for that. But now Agility engineers announced the use of a large language model, which as of this moment remains nameless, in order to, quote, see the physical embodiment of artificial intelligence, end quote. For the experiment, the robot was placed in an environment with towers of different boxes. The robot knew the difference between the boxes but had no idea what to do with them. The engineers then began toying with the robot by giving it commands along the lines of, quote, take a box the color of Darth Vader's lightsaber and put it on the tallest tower. The robot thought and strategized its actions, and the neural network commented on its actions in the chat. Pretty neat, huh? By the way, we talked about GPT and how it will change the world of robotics in another video found in the description below. Next up is Unitree. This Chinese company is also trying to keep up in the field of humanoid robots. Moreover, the H1 bot, mercilessly kicked in this video, can already be ordered for just under 90 grand. Get in line, folks. First happy customers should receive their late Christmas present at the end of February next year. H1 stands at 5'11", which is 180 centimeters tall, and weighs around 100 pounds, which is 47 kilos. It can walk up to 16 feet per second or 5 meters per second, and has 4 degrees of freedom for each arm and 5 for each leg. At the same time, it can carry a Shih Tzu, or about 17 pounds or 8 kilos. The robot is positioned as a research project for secondary development, while its design is still being refined. For example, there's plans for grippers and hands and more degrees of freedom for the legs. The robot is equipped with 2 integrated Intel Core i7 processors, 3D LiDAR, and a depth camera to detect obstacles and objects. Unitree is splurging on a 1-year warranty for the bot and claims that maintenance will not be a problem, as the entire design is modular, as in simple plug and play. And while some robots are desperately looking for a customer, others are working 24/7 in all kinds of weather. That's exactly what Anybotics boasts about in its new video. It shows the working life of Animal, an autonomous robot designed for inspections of industrial facilities. I feel like that's the first job to go, so all you industrial facility inspectors out there better start looking at your options right now. Robotic Systems Lab from Zurich University of Technology presented Barry, a versatile packed robot with a payload of 200 pounds or 90 kilos. The developers decided that the world has enough 4-legged pet robots and inspectors, and thought it's worth turning to the function that people originally assigned to such machines. Remember the first 4-legged robot, LS3 from Boston Dynamics? It wasn't a dog, it was a mule, built to accompany people and carry quite a bit. Unlike LS3, Barry, though, is compact and pretty quiet. The robot weighs 48 pounds, around 20 kilos, and doesn't need to know the size, weight, or weight distribution of what it's carrying, just like a real mule. This makes Barry's payload capacity really useful, as it doesn't have to be customized for each load. Plus, it can operate with a payload for more than 2 hours and travel almost 6 miles or 10 kilometers. The developers hope that the robot will quickly find work on construction sites as a rescue bot and a walking wheelchair. Would you guys ride one of these to work? Another robot dog also made its mark this week. A new development called simply Hound set a new Guinness World Record in the 100-meter sprint, becoming the fastest 4-legged robot. The 100-pound, 45-kilo robot, created by Korean engineers at CAST, was able to cover the 100-meter sprint in 19.87 seconds, with an average speed of 11 miles or 18 kilometers per hour. This is not to say that Hound is the fastest robot on 4 legs. Unrivaled so far remains the robot Cheetah from Boston Dynamics, which was able to reach a speed of 28 miles or 45 kilometers per hour, but under slightly different conditions. While the fastest bipedal robot is Cassie from Agility Robotics. It averaged a speed of 9 miles or 14.5 kilometers per hour on a 100-meter race. On to Australia now. Scientists from the University of Western Sydney announced that they have created the world's first neuromorphic supercomputer the size of a human brain. Deep South is capable of modeling pulse neural networks on the scale of our brains and performing 228 trillion synaptic operations per second. Why is this important? Many a researcher believe that only a lack of computing power and the cost of computing itself stand in the way of the much anticipated boom of artificial intelligence. At the same time, our brains can learn very quickly from small amounts of messy data, or process the equivalent of a billion math operations every second, all on a measly 20 watts of energy. The development of a working neuromorphic supercomputer such as Deep South could be the solution to all of the developers' problems. Deep South is expected to come online in April 2024. The research team expects it to be able to process huge amounts of data at high speeds while being much smaller than other supercomputers and eating up much less power through the use of a pulsed neural network. Deep South is modular and scalable, using commercially available hardware, so it can be expanded or downsized in the future for different tasks. Interestingly, there are teams around the world trying to solve a similar problem but in a different way, namely by trying to connect supercomputer chips with living human brain tissue. For example, scientists from Indiana University have created a cyborg computer with a living organoid brain, and here's the kicker. It has passed machine learning tests. The brainware system uses a ball of self-organizing living human brain cells mounted on an electrode chip. To create such a device, the researchers grew a tiny brain-like organoid from human stem cells. Then they connected it to a computer and demonstrated its potential as a kind of organic machine learning chip, showing that it can quickly recognize speech and make mathematical predictions. Over time, its success rate kept increasing, which proves that such three-dimensional organoids of the human brain can form functional neural networks and work as a new class of hardware for machine learning, again, naturally cutting corners on computing time and energy consumption. It does have limitations though. First, there's the conveyor belt to grow organoids en masse and keep them alive and healthy, and second, or it actually should have been the first, there are ethical issues of creating a microbrain from human neurons and connecting it to cyborg computers. But in this beautiful corporate shopping mall world that we live in, if this technology has potential, will ethical issues stop anyone? Yay or nay? What do you say? And strange doesn't end there. Scientists from Duke University and Harvard Medical School have invented a new method called deep penetrating acoustic volumetric printing. It allows to inject liquid biocompatible ink into the human body and then print from it right there with the help of ultrasound the necessary tissues or even implants. It turns out to be a kind of 3D printing carried out right in our body. After printing the desired object, it's suggested to remove the remaining ink with the help of a syringe. At the same time, depending on the purpose, it's possible to use both sustainable and biodegradable materials for printing. The scientists have already tested the method on a goat by printing a section of its heart. They have also reconstructed a section of bone in a chicken this way. And finally, in a third application, the researchers have printed hydrogels for dosing chemotherapy drugs inside liver tissue. Want to know more? We got you covered. Check out our video about top trends of the future in the description below. Back to simpler stuff. Xtalpy and ABB Robotics have automated biochemistry labs in China with GOFA cobots, which is like a robot but collaborative. More than 100 robots will now conduct experiments in areas such as synthesis and crystallization, helping create new drugs and materials. Apparently, it's as easy as pie to set up the robots. Lab workers can do it themselves. Each automated workstation can perform hundreds of different experiments, with ABB cobots working in a variety of challenging environments like areas without moisture or oxygen. Maybe, and let's put two and two together, these robots can be set up to grow organoids for neuromorphic computers, which will solve, say, the problem of creating new medicines. Pass it along. On to OpenAI. The company has stated that today 20% of its computing power is dedicated to creating defenses against superintelligent artificial intelligence. Now, why would they say that? The team to prevent potentially dangerous situations of superintelligent intelligence getting out of hand was created a long time ago, but nothing was previously reported. Recently, the media found out that since Sam Altman is confident in the imminent emergence of strong AI, the new Super Alignment team has now received at its disposal a fifth of the company's facilities and is engaged in the development of ways to manage, regulate, and control superintelligent AI systems. It just so happened that this team is led by Ilya Sutskever, the same guy who took a stab at a failed coup against Altman and was ousted himself from the board of directors. His position in the company is quite precarious, but looks like he has a new title, at least for now. The approach currently explored at Super Alignment team is to use less complex models, such as GPT-2, to guide the development of more complex ones, such as GPT-4, in the right direction. The weaker model acts in effect as an analog of a human trying to control the more advanced AI. The developers say that all of their findings will be made available to the public. When? We don't know. But I'm stocking up on popcorn and tuna and beans and a whole bunch of other things. You should probably too. And while some people are trying to make sense of this planet, the European Space Agency will launch its most ambitious research mission yet in 2028 to search for past and present signs of life on Mars. The ESA's Rosalind Franklin rover is fully responsible for the mission's success, reportedly has a unique scientific capability to search for evidence of past life on the red planet thanks to the rigs and the scientific instruments on it. And if you're wondering, what has the European Space Agency come up with this time that Perseverance doesn't have? A drill. Yeah, imagine being the scientist being responsible for this. Guys, I forgot a drill on Perseverance. Oopsie. Looks like we gotta send Rosalind Franklin to straighten that matter out and get samples protected from surface radiation and extreme temperatures. The samples will then be analyzed on the spot with the help of the robot's onboard lab, and hopefully will once and for all put the question of life on Mars to rest. There's more, but we're out of time. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, and join our cozy community in Telegram. More things to come. Until then, bye-bye.